Hey everybody, welcome back to Pucks, Pitches, and Pigskins. I am Bryson Betts, joined by Drake Varley. Sorry we did not have a show last week. I was feeling very under the weather. I could barely speak, and Drake had a lab
Lab.
class. So apologize for no episode last week, but we are back this week. In terms of what's on the dockets today, kind of been avoiding it, but talking about the Jays, just I don't even want to think about it, but I guess we have to talk about it. The World Series finish. And then obviously we'll get into our normal football segment, game picks, and then hockey, and we'll kind of talk about your Leafs' bit of a disappointing start. But I guess if we have to start, I guess even though it's a little bit late, we'll talk about just the World Series now finished. I mean, you can start if you want.
It was a disappointing end, but at the end of the day, that team played with so much heart and determination. Now that I've had, was it the 11th, 12th today? Now that I've had 11 days to kind of think about it and calm down a little bit, it's just like, that team going that far and playing that good and, typical Toronto fashion, blowing a Game 7 lead. I think it's a good reflection on them. They're a good team. I don't really have much words to say. They were fantastic. Even in Game 7, they were fantastic. The dome was rocking. The fan base were supporting them. The guy who everyone was kind of questioning, why is he playing in the World Series, hasn't played all postseason. Bichette with a big 3-run home run in Game 7. Obviously, it doesn't matter, but the way the game ended was tragic. But the way that ninth inning played out in general, probably the most entertaining inning of baseball I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Is like as a baseball fan, it's hard for me to even appreciate how awesome of a series that was. Everybody's saying that's one of the best World Series of all time, and I was just yeah, but as a Toronto fan, was it? Because it's so hard to process what happened. Yeah, I'm kind of at peace with it now more than I was 11 days ago. I was sitting there speechless on my couch. I didn't want to say anything because 4 strikes away, dude. Just 4 strikes away from a world championship, and that's part that hurts the most. And we're sitting there worried about Ohtani being the tying run on deck, and no, it's Miguel Rojas, the 9-hitter, who Jeff Hoffman hangs a slider to. I said it then. Why are you not just throwing him a fastball right over the heart of the plate?
It's Miguel Rojas.
Yeah, it's whatever. Yeah, just what hurts most is just what an entertaining, incredible team. Just one of the most exciting teams I've watched in a long time, in any sport. Just and you could see they cared. I don't know if you watched any of the post game interviews after, but compared to any other team who goes out, they were crying, they were hugging each other. You could tell it was a brotherhood in there. So
did you hear? Did you see Ernie's interview after the game saying how he wanted to spend just a couple more hours with these guys?
Yeah,
we're obviously gonna talk off season, but the fact that you mentioned that clubhouse was that. I think that's attributes to just what sports is kind of all about is a brotherhood and even in women's sports, just kind of getting that sisterhood, getting a team and winning, and even when you're losing, you're still kind of feeling that power of friendship. But when you go all the way to the finals and you go all the way to the last game of the season that any team will play this season, and you lose it in a one-run honestly, most entertaining World Series of all time, and I'm saying that even as a Toronto fan.
Yeah, it's hard to process that just because we lost, but I do agree. If I could just appreciate it, we had an 18-inning game. We had was it 3 extra inning games. We had we had everything in that series. We had Vlad, who just what an incredible run from Vladdy. I mean, if he can play like that and playoffs will make a contract's worth. I mean, he was a superstar. He's what we paid him to be that postseason. But
would you call IKF out at home, or I think he was.
He was out.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't get a big enough lead off of third base, going home. But
I don't blame him in that situation. No,
yeah,
you
that's
can't
what I
get
was gonna
picked
say.
off.
People are blaming him, but the third base coach drew him a line in the dirt, and you're not supposed to.
No.
You're supposed to listen to your coach. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really blame him, but in hindsight, sure, he should have been off further. But
That play in left field, I don't know how that was made.
I mean, it's crazy how many okay, go back. You don't give up to a homer to Miguel Rojas. You win the World Series. We have bases loaded in the bottom of the ninth. You have a chance to walk it off. Varsho hits the ground ball. If you just hit a fly ball, you win the World Series.
I don't know
That's what
why
he's
you're
good
not
at.
uppercut swinging that ball. Man.
Yeah, which is what Varsho kind of does. And then Ernie Clement, like you just mentioned, hits that ball to the wall that somehow Paul has flags down. And then even when the Dodgers took the lead, you respond. Vlad gets a W, first and third, one out, and then Kirk breaks his bat, hits into a double.
I will not lie to you, Bryson. As soon as Kirk came to the plate, I looked at everyone I was watching the game with and said, double play.
Yeah, he's such a good hitter, but if he hits the ball on the ground, then the season's over. Yeah.
And the broken bat.
Yeah, I mean, even if he doesn't break his bat, it might just be hit harder right at him. It's probably still double play. But.
The frustrating thing about the series, though, is we've been talking about how good the Jays are at home all season.
Yep.
And you drop 2 at home.
Yeah, and 3 in a row if you include game 2. Like, you took 2 of 3 in LA, and then.
Yeah, it was just the reverse opposite of what they were like during the regular season.
They were good on the road in the postseason. I think they were 1-1 in New York, 2-1 in Seattle, and 2-1 in LA. So.
I think they had the better home or better road record than did home record.
Yeah, which just total opposite from the regular season. But yeah, if you just take a second to appreciate, I mean, what a season! It's hard to complain. Like, just what a fun team. Like the city. Like, I'm glad I wasn't downtown. I just would have been shattered into pieces. Like, apparently it was like electric and so crazy, and then just like you hear a pin drop. After
I texted you, I was crying after the game, man. I well, like, not like sobbing, but I was definitely emotional after it.
Yeah.
Like, everyone was trying to turn off the TV, and I'm like, we're not turning off the TV. I'm watching this team celebrate their championship, especially with it being Clayton Kershaw's final game of his career. Like,
yeah, just heartbreaking stuff. I didn't watch baseball highlights. I couldn't watch anything. Like. When I say nothing, I mean nothing. I wasn't listening to podcasts. I wasn't doing anything for a week. I wanted nothing to do with hearing about the Jays or baseball just because that game like hit so hard. I couldn't do it.
You had the Score app, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you could do that. I don't know if you knew you can do this. You can mute sports. And I muted baseball news for a week.
Yeah. No,
I didn't want to hear anything.
I didn't want to hear even like the very next day, that the game was Saturday night. Like the Steelers, they played your Colts at 1, and it's just like
I didn't even care.
It just felt like a preseason lackadaisical game. Like, sure, they won, they played good, but like it was just like after last night, it doesn't mean that much. But
yeah, I didn't even want to turn on the game.
Yeah. Anyways,
I didn't.
Flipping the page, I mean, onto the off season, right? I mean, hard to take away how good of a season was. They'll still be raising a banner, albeit it won't be a World Series banner, but you still won the American League, like last place to 4 strikes away from winning the World Series.
Your biggest thing now is, I think it's re-signing Bo and
get him to play second. I think.
Yeah, I also want to see some more high leverage arms out of the bullpen. Like, I know we're gonna have Garcia back, but coming off of an elbow injury, that's really only so much you can take from him, and he's in his late 30s. We need some better arms out of the pen, and
we need a lefty.
Yeah.
I mean, we have Fluharty's pretty good, but Little I don't trust.
Is there any lefties on the market? I have not looked at the free agent market.
Bullpens are weird. You can usually just like sign a guy, and he's like you've never heard of him before, and then they'll go have some crazy good year to the bullpen. Bullpen arms are so like,
especially with Pete Walker.
Yeah, you never know what you can like predict with those guys. So yeah, it's tough to say, to be honest.
I think Bo. What would you give if you're gonna give Bo a number? Let's say 8 years, but you have to give a number.
8 years, I'd probably go somewhere. 230 million, maybe.
Yeah.
220.
I don't think he's going to take a long term. I think he wants like maybe 4 or 5 years.
I would take him for 4 or 5 years. Like, that's a perfect contract. It keeps him around for when this team looks like they could have a window now.
Yep.
They don't really have like a ton. Their team's going to be pretty. If they bring back Bo, like not a lot changes.
Mm-mm.
I've been seeing
the thing is a lot of guys had career years.
Yeah.
And
it's tough to expect that.
Yeah,
again.
You can't really like. I don't think Ernie's. I looked at Ernie's season stats. He only had like a 713 OPS for a guy who's supposed to get on base a lot. That isn't like a great.
That's what I mean. He looked like he tapped into the best version of himself in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So if he can just get like he looks like a guy that could hit 300 with how well he's hitting the baseball. I mean,
if we can limit Barger's strikeouts and kind of like because
he was awesome in the World Series. Like he played really well.
Yeah, what I'm really afraid of, Bryson, I'm being completely honest, is I'm afraid that they might not even get back in the postseason again just because...
You never know.
You know what I mean? Like, we're just talking about a team that was last place to the World Series. Yeah. I just don't want it to be vice versa now.
They just got to get... The reason they're so good is, like, when they were last place, they had so much regression. Everybody had, like, down years. And, again, they didn't really add it. Their one addition didn't even play.
Yeah.
Like, so everybody... If everybody just sticks to who they are, they'll be fine. They'll be in the playoffs.
Fair enough.
I don't know about winning the division, but
playoffs,
yeah. We're gonna spend money. I've been seeing we're in on like Kyle Tucker. We're gonna make apparently it's gonna be us, the Dodgers, or the Yankees. Like they're willing to spend money, which is nice. But
If we get Tucker, I think we're gonna have to part ways with Nathan Lucas.
yeah, but I mean, he's 31. Like,
Yeah, 31-year-old rookie.
I
Too.
love Nathan Lucas, awesome year. But like, if you have the chance to get Kyle Tucker, you go get Kyle
100%.
Tucker.
Even though he had I wouldn't say he had a down year, but he definitely didn't have the same Kyle Tucker performance that we're used to.
He started like insane and kind of fizzled off, but yeah.
All right, I want to talk about the key free agents and where you want to see them play or where it most likely makes sense for them to play. We'll start with give me your top 5 free agents. I don't know if you've seen any rankings. I've seen a little bit, but
I mean, you kind of start with Kyle Tucker and Bo. Kyle Schwarber's up there.
Mm-hmm.
I think Schwarber will probably just go back to Philly, if I'm being honest.
They offered him a qualifying offer, and I think
that's just to get draft pick on.
Yeah.
Like the Jays did that with Bo. It's so that if he does leave, you get like draft compensation.
That's what they isn't that what they did with Marcus Semien too?
Yeah, you do that with every big free agent. If you have a guy who's going to the market, you just offer it, even though you know they're not going to accept it. But
I think he might take his offer, to be honest. Schwarber?
No. He's going to get a multi-year deal. I think it'll still be in Philly.
Yeah.
I don't see Bo leaving. Like, if you look at the odds, like, he is pretty heavily favored to re-sign here, but
I feel like he wouldn't backstab the fan base by saying, "Oh, I want to be here. I'm going to play here," and then leave.
I mean, John Tavares did it to the Islanders, but
yeah,
it happens. He keeps saying like how much he loves Vlad and how much he wants to play with him. And
if Vlad's here for 14, I think Bo will be here for at least 4 or 5, like we mentioned.
Yeah, like if he's here for 4 or 5, then he can leave after, and nobody will have any ill will because like he tried.
Yeah, this might be a hot take. But you know who I think is going to be a nice buyer in this free agency?
Who?
The Reds.
Yeah, they don't typically spend a lot of money, but
they got a window.
Yeah. I mean, they were terrible in the playoffs. They were like one of the worst teams analytically to ever make the
they
playoffs.
Need
they
a
got
bullpen.
Really lucky, but
They have no bullpen in the rotation as Hunter Green and Nick Lodolo.
That's a scary thing, right? Is the Dodgers still won the World Series? I think the Jays are the better team in the World Series. I think we played better, if that sounds weird, but and the Dodgers didn't even have a bullpen. It was non-existent.
No. It was all their starters.
Yeah, they pitched over $1 billion in starting pitchers in that Game 7. But
that's just insane too. I'm not a big believer in baseball needing a salary cap, but that's just painful that you can't call Toronto a small market because we had the 5th highest payroll in baseball, but we are definitely not as big as a baseball market as our payroll suggests.
Yeah, I agree.
And for us to almost just take down like the biggest market, I think the Dodgers are the bigger market than the Yankees, in my opinion.
Yeah, they spend more
in baseball. Like, you got to take it for a grain of salt, just how that team could be, right?
Yeah.
But I think the Dodgers are going to make a push for Cody Bellinger.
I've seen that they could, but bring him back.
2017 NL MVP.
Yep. I remember him and Yelich that year were battling it out.
Yeah. Yelich had a big year too this year. He had a good year for the Brewers.
Even Bellinger's pretty good for the Yankees. Not like MVP level, but he was good.
I think one thing that he struggled with in LA in his time in LA was in the later time, was just the strikeouts. And I think when he went to Chicago, he really limited that, and he became a different kind of ball player when he was with the Yankees.
Yeah.
And I think the Dodgers could use another center fielder. I think Pahe was abysmal.
He can't hit. He's a good fielder.
Can't hit.
Yeah.
So I think they need another bat in the outfield.
Yeah, you know what? I don't think they need anything. But this is like so dumb to even say that the Dodgers need stuff because they don't. But whatever.
Do the Jays bring back Bassett? They're not bringing back Scherzer, but
no, I don't think so.
I think they're just going to run their youth, man. I think it's time to give Ricky Tiedemann an actual chance to make a roster.
I mean, you gave you Savage a chance, and look what he did. Like, he's in your top 3. Bieber opting in was surprising, but I'm not gonna.
That's so team friendly.
It's cheap, yeah. For a third, he's the third starter. I'd still put him on Gosman, and I'll take that.
Yeah,
all day.
Jose Barrios also, I think, is going to have a spot in that bullpen depending on how his spring goes and how his offseason goes.
I don't know if they're going to buy him out or give him another chance to start. I'm not sure how that's going to play out, but
I give him one more chance. I give him another chance. I wouldn't just jump to conclusions saying that he's write him off as a starter because he had a hot start other than opening day. Had a hot start, and then I don't know, that's kind of been Jose Barrios, but he hasn't missed a start in his entire career until this season. because technically going in the bullpen, right? Hasn't like that, and this being the first time on what is his year 4 of his extension.
Yeah, I think he's got another year, maybe 2 left.
Okay,
yeah.
So like, I wouldn't buy him out personally. I'd let it rock, and if it doesn't work, he's a long reliever.
Maybe, yeah, but he gives up a lot of homers. They already have a homer problem. The Jays do, but.
Would you go as far as to say that you would rather some youth in the rotation now than veteran leadership?
Yeah, I think you need some young. They need a lefty really bad because their rotation is just right-handed. Framber Valdez is a free agent. He's a guy I'd love to have, but
No.
Why?
He's an emotional roller coaster. He's a liability. I think he's a locker room cancer.
But maybe the Jays locker room could fix that. We saw how good they were, like how close. Maybe a locker room is like that is what he needs.
I don't get how Framber could be. I can't use profanity, but be a mean person to his teammates. Like, you seen that clip of him crossing up his teammate on purpose?
Yeah, I have seen that. That's like the one everybody points to.
When he's won a World Series with the Astros.
Yeah.
I don't get how you're going to show any amount. Like, I know you're having a tough year. Like, the Astros had a tough year. But you won World Series championships with that team. Like, I don't know why you would feel the need to be a terrible teammate to your teammates. Like,
I agree. I think that's probably all. Like, we'll do more of a baseball free agency. It's not like NFL or NHL.
It's not right away.
Yeah, it takes a while. Like, guys won't get signed till January. So like, we'll do a bit of a free agency preview, like maybe a couple weeks from now. But we'll probably maybe shift baseball down to the bottom of the order, just because. Not much to talk about right now besides heartbreak. But
yeah. And when there's snow out, there's no baseball being played in Canada. So.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we'll take a quick break then, and then we'll do some football when we get back. Once again, don't forget to follow us on social media. Our personal is Pucks, Pitches, Pigskins Pod, and then also DCSA Media Hub on Instagram. So we're just going to take a quick music break, and then we'll be back to talk some football. Welcome back, everybody, to Pucks, Pitches, Pigskins. I'm Bryson Betts, joined by Jake Varley. NFL season, we have reached past the midway point, which is just NFL moves so quick compared to every sport. Like baseball, we sat there and watched 162. NFL is just like, boom, we're halfway through already, more than halfway. We'll look through some of the results from this week.
You know what's actually, insane about the NFL?
What?
It is one semester length.
Yeah, it's quick. That's like the one thing I say about like NFL is like, it's like because school and everything and work and like everything, you get back into the swing, but at least NFL's back. And when NFL finishes, like you only have like another month or two of school left to go.
Yeah.
Like, so.
Oh, that's how you look at it.
That's how I look at it because like NFL is so short. So I don't know. That's why I like to look at it, try and put a positive swing on it with how short that season is. But
and then school's done and baseball's back. Yep. And NHL Stanley Cup playoffs.
Yeah, you kind of get everything going except football, but everything's kind of back into the swing of things by then.
Yeah.
We had some interesting game results this week. Lots of boring games, but, like lots of snoozers. But we'll talk about that.
Except for the game that was on at 9:45 in the morning.
Yeah, MVP races are just like 3 guys you wouldn't have had at the start of the year. But we'll kind of talk about that. And as usual, we'll do our game picks for all the games this week.
This guy still hasn't done the records, by the way.
You know what? We'll get to it eventually. You know what? If you're so on about it, why don't you go do the records and sit through everything?
I can't talk because I haven't posted any clips on Instagram in a minute.
We both got jobs to do then. There
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot. I mean, I don't even want to talk like the Thursday night. We had 2 10-7 games, and they're both prime time games. Like Broncos Raiders 10-7.
Why is that a prime time game? We couldn't flex a different team in there.
It's because Thursday night they don't usually flex those games. That's like set before the season, and then it's like usually divisional games like that. But,
yeah.
snoozer. Like, there's nothing going on. People called it like one of the worst football games of all time. Punt, fumble, punt, touchdown, punt.
Lots of that. I didn't watch the game, so
yeah, I didn't either. I just like watched the highlights and what people were saying about it. But I'm not watching a Broncos Raiders Thursday night football game, especially when it's got that result. But,
this next one though.
Yeah, the next one, like the morning game, like Colts Falcons. I mean, Jonathan Taylor's like just a beast. Like the guy, every 100 yards feels like a low total for him.
Yeah. I'm very happy. I'm jumping for joy with this team. It's a big bounce back win too. Mm-hmm. Don't ask me how we lost to the Steelers.
Kind of got dominated too.
Like,
the score was like 27-20, but like you guys got like 13 garbage points in the fourth quarter, so that was a surprising one to be honest. But
I was kind of surprised this game went to overtime. Glad it did for my fantasy numbers.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. Falcons are such a weird team. They're either really good or really bad, and
like they're a team I can never get a read on. Like they're 3-6.
They're coming into their own, I think. Like
I thought they were around 500. 3-6. Yeesh.
But a big win for Indianapolis. I think the division, I can safely say this, it is ours.
Should be locked up. Jaguars are like 5-4 now. They're falling down.
So and we have 2 games late against Jacksonville. So realistically, I think the one game will decide it. This team's really, really, really good. I haven't been able to watch. Like, I usually am all over the NFL, but with like you mentioned, the World Series kind of just took my eyes off 100%. Of baseball, off of football. But within the games I have watched, it's like a day and night. Like with last season, I remember when I work with each other on Sundays. And the Colts games were on the TV. I didn't even really pay attention to it because they're so bad last year.
Yeah.
And this year they're looking like a pretty good team. I'm not going to go as to say they're going to win any playoff games, but I think they're going to be good.
Yeah, they're still one of those teams I'd like to see match up versus like the Bills, the Chiefs, like those guys that are going to be there. Even the Ravens, now that Lamar's back up in that category, they have had a relatively soft schedule, but it's not to say they're not good because they're good.
Yeah.
Like, they'd be a playoff team regardless if they had a soft schedule or not. But, yeah, I mean, with a good run game, which they have, clearly, I mean, you can win games in the playoffs.
Our owner is a boss.
Yeah.
For the Sauce Gardner trade?
Yeah.
Did you hear, did you see any quotes on it? She, the GM asked her if she wanted, if she can make a trade for a cornerback, and gave up 2 first-round picks for it. And her response was, do you want to be a Band-Aid or do you want to permanently fix it? And so basically she just gave him ultimate freedom to go after a young cornerback. And I'm pretty sure, as you can see from Sauce's reaction, he wanted out of New York.
Burned from one of the worst teams in the league to one of the best teams in the league.
So huge trade. Lots of I think people don't realize this is, yes, picks have a lot of value in the NFL, but a lot of picks don't end up becoming much in the NFL.
Yeah, it's like any sports. It's a bit of a crapshoot, so you never know.
Yeah, they did a really good job with not overpaying. It's obviously going to depend on how he plays in Indianapolis' defensive system, but yeah.
2 first-round picks is hefty, but I mean, it's for a young star he's been good this year, not like prime Sauce in his first couple of years, but I have to imagine he'll get it back together. He's still young and
now that he's on a winning culture.
Yeah, there is more pressure on him now than being. I know New York's a big market, but the Jets were terrible, so now you got to make plays on a winning football team. Also, side note, Michael Penix in that Falcons Colts game went 12 of 28.
Yikes!
That is a sub 50% completion rate, which is not great. And more than half of his yards went to Drake London. So, yeah, rough one for the Falcons. I don't know. There's just so many, there's lots of, there's a 17-7 Carolina-New Orleans game. Packers-Eagles was supposed to be a really good game and ends up 10-7 as well. There's, nothing going on. Another kind of unwatchable one, to be honest.
Not a lot of games that were interesting, at all. I was working over the weekend, and they had some games on the TV at work, and, I'm trying to. It's so dead on a Sunday, and I was trying to watch, and there is nothing entertaining to watch. So we ended up switching it to hockey and watch some afternoon hockey.
Yeah, you guys are a hockey shot. Makes sense.
Yeah, but there's not really a whole lot to talk about with the NFL scores. Like, I know the Bills lost, which I don't know. They've lost some questionable games.
Shocking one, yeah. I mean, they've lost to the 3-6 Falcons. The Dolphins are like 3-7 now. Like, they've lost some ones they shouldn't have lost.
Yeah. But there's teams, like, I'm just reviewing the scores. Like, there's teams in here that, you know, you kind of expect to win, right? The Lions you expect to win.
Yeah.
The Rams you expect to win. The Cardinals you expect to lose to the Seahawks. Like, the Bears, I'd say with the way the Giants have injuries right now, you would expect the Bears to win. The Ravens you would expect to win. The Patriots and Bucks, it's kind of a toss-up with the Pats coming out on top.
Yeah.
Like, I think every game that ended this week was the team that you expected to win won the game.
Lots of favorites won, except for Miami's the shocker.
Yeah.
Like, we had to start a new suicide pool because, like, everybody went out in the other one.
Yeah.
And, like, more than half the people went out taking Buffalo. So I took Denver in that electric 10-7 game, so I got
You must have been biting your nails.
Yeah, but we'll take it. Yeah, I mean, my Steelers look dead. They play so well against the Colts, and then they just look flat against the Chargers.
You guys are a tale of two teams.
Yeah, A-Rod played his worst game of the year. Like, he was awful. Like, just...
Thank God he's on a 1 year for you guys, eh?
Yeah.
You guys have been shifting quarterbacks year after year.
Yeah, 5 straight years we've had a different starting quarterback week 1, which is kind of like... Imagine hockey, like you had a different starting goaltender for game 1, like every single year. Like, that's a lot of turnover, man. It's not easy.
And you guys you've done both routes. Like, you've done drafting, you've done signing, you've done trade.
Tried like to revive a guy like Fields.
Yeah, and nothing
I
is.
got these unks coming in with Russ and Raj.
Nothing's working, and I think you guys need to. And I know you're believing in this too, but you need to fire Tomlin.
Yeah.
Blow it up. And start from scratch because you guys are just mediocrity.
Yeah, you'd rather go 3-14 and get a quarterback as much as that's a terrible season. Like, I'm so sick of 9-8. You don't get anywhere with it. Like, you're just meh, cool.
Yeah.
Lose first round of the playoffs, like awesome, dude. Yeah, there's not too much. Like, the Seahawks, I think, look really, really good. Them and the Rams look amazing. Like, those are two top dogs in the NFC, I'd say.
Yeah.
The MVP race, we forgot to touch on it. Like, Jonathan Taylor's obviously right there, and then Drake May and Matthew Stafford. Like, started the year, you just said, like, Mahomes, Allen, Lamar, usually kind of, like, right in that. But, like, Stafford at the age of, like, 38. Drake May he's been my fantasy quarterback, just awesome this year. Consistently gets 2 touchdown passes every game. Yeah, weird MVP race.
Weird.
Who do you think is... They usually like to give it to a quarterback, if we're being honest.
Yeah, I think May's going to win it, but I would really love to see Taylor win it because, like...
it'd be something different, like, cool.
The thing is yes, May matters to the Patriots' success a whole lot, but Indianapolis doesn't win football games without Jonathan Taylor,
No,
like, at all.
Absolutely not. Like, the Patriots have a good defense, they have a good roster, but I agree with you there. Stafford's numbers are way, like, much better than Drake May's, like, touchdown to interception ratio, but...
But the thing is Stafford has weapons, and I know, like, obviously
he is a loaded offense.
Like, I know his stats are going to matter for the MVP, but I think the MVP should also take into consideration how valuable that player is to that team.
I agree. The Patriots have way less in terms of weapons, so I do agree with you there. All right, we'll move on to game picks for this week. Tomorrow, I might be taking the suicide pick in the Thursday nighter again. The Patriots are at home against the Jets.
Yeah, there's Gillette. Pats win.
Yeah, it could be another awful Thursday night game, but this one might just be a blowout.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I think this is the last international game. These have been going on for a while now, but terrible game. Commanders, Dolphins.
I think Commanders win it, obviously. There's no home advantage.
Yeah, but Dolphins looked a little... I'll go Dolphins. I don't know. They've looked a little bit
I don't know.
better.
I think it's because they were at home that they were able to take that. I think there's no home advantage.
Yeah, but there's probably as many Bills fans as there were.
Yeah, fair.
Miami's not getting much of a crowd these days.
Yeah.
Tickets were... Sorry to get off track, but I think who do the Ravens play this week? They're...
Oh, you talk how dirt cheap they were.
Oh, they're in Cleveland. Tickets are $8 for an NFL game, like, in Cleveland. Like, that's crazy to me. Anyways, we'll get to that. Green Bay could look... They looked so bad. Jordan Love and their offense looked terrible. Like, they go into New York to play the Giants.
I think the Giants are competent, so I'm going to say Green Bay wins, but it could go either way depending on how Green Bay plays.
Yeah, I think it'll be close, but I agree. Like, the Packers need to win that game, especially after dropping 2 straight at home against Carolina and now that laugher against the Packers.
Yeah.
AFC South matchup, Texans Titans.
Nah.
Nah.
I think it's going to be a field goal game, and I'm going to say Texans win because I have the Texans kicker on my fantasy team.
Yeah, he's been really good this year. He's been like one of the top fantasy kickers. I agree with you. I mean, Tennessee's at home, so division game, it'll probably be somewhat close. But
Yeah.
Houston looks like they revived themselves last week. Their offense at least just like shot out of a cannon in the fourth quarter. I think they outscored Jacksonville 26-0 in the fourth quarter, which is crazy. Man, lots of like not great games this week.
No, it's not great.
Panthers, Falcons, and Atlanta.
Atlanta's going to win. Atlanta's going to win.
They've looked so bad, but yeah, this will be one of those games. Or was it? I think did Carolina beat Atlanta 30-0 earlier in the year though? Or am I thinking of a different game? I thought they did.
I know they beat like a team that they should not have beaten 30-0. Yeah, I think it was Atlanta.
Yeah.
But it was very early on in the year.
Yeah. I'll go Panthers there just for something different.
Yeah.
Bears in Minnesota.
JJ McCarthy looks pretty solid, so I'm going to go Vikings.
I'm actually also going to go Vikings because they're at home, but I thought that's right. Like Bears are 6-3, neither of us are going with them, but I just like the Vikings at home. The
Bears have a soft schedule too, though.
They have a relatively they barely snuck one out against the Giants. Like the New Orleans game was closer than it should have been. Like they have snuck some out for sure.
Jags Chargers.
I mean that's an okay game, better than some of the other ones we've been talking about. I'll go Chargers. Chargers have been hot.
I agree. I
want to take the Jags, but just I don't know.
Yeah.
Chargers look like the better football team. Bucks Bills should be a good one. I think that'll be a good game.
I think the Bills are going to want to respond.
Yeah,
and I think they're going to win.
Back. Bucks also need to respond though. They lost at home against the Patriots, so they didn't look great. So both a bounce back spot for both teams.
That is a coin toss game.
Yeah, I'll go Bucks, but I don't know. I think Buffalo probably should win that game.
Yeah.
Could be a good offense game. Steelers are at home against the Bengals. Like, probably bounce back and we'll probably look good against this week, and then next week we'll look terrible in Chicago. Like that's just the way things roll.
I think you guys are going to pull through. You need to if you want to at least do something this season.
Yeah, I mean, if we want any shot of winning the division, we have to win this game. But it's just funny because Baltimore's like we still have a 1-game lead in the division, and it feels cooked in a way. But
yeah.
Just because of how the two teams are trending, but yeah, I'll go Steelers, even though I don't feel confident in it.
Yeah.
Niners in Arizona.
I think the Cardinals will win this game. And that
Keep
might be a
my
take.
picks. I keep having these games where I'm like, you know what? I could see the underdog winning it. Excuse me. So I'll go with the Niners, I guess, in that one because they need to bounce back.
So you thought Cardinals too, eh?
I did, just because they're at home in a divisional game. I think the Cardinals lost by 1 point to the Niners earlier in the year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll go Niners for that one. Just because you stole my pick.
This next one's gonna be a great game.
Yeah, Rams Seahawks should be really good.
I think Rams are gonna pull through. We're talking about Stafford MVP like numbers.
Yeah.
Offensive weapon.
Games in LA. SoFi always gets like. The Steelers just played in SoFi because the Rams and Chargers play there.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was 80% Steelers fans. Like that is one stadium where like the away team always gets like the majority of the fans. It's. So I'd like to say home field advantage, but Seahawks fans travel really well. Like, there might be more Seahawks fans there than Rams fans.
Nobody really LA's a terrible market for football.
Yeah. I mean, the teams are usually pretty good,
but nobody cares.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah, I'll go Rams. I mean, I'm saying because they're at home, but I don't think that'll have much of an impact.
Yeah.
I just think they have a bit better of a defense than Seattle.
Yeah.
Chiefs Broncos in Denver.
Chiefs.
I think Denver's the most fraudulent team in the league. They keep winning these close games. I'm like, how are they 8-2? Like, how are the Broncos 8-2? Like, it makes no sense to me. I think they're such frauds. Like, I think Chiefs win this game. I think they'll finally expose them for.
Yeah.
But it seems like most people online kind of agree that Denver's a very they've won so many close games to like teams that if they were really good they should be beating.
Yeah.
Like handedly, but yeah, Denver just annoys me. I just think they're so fraudulent. Ravens, Browns in Cleveland. I mean, Ravens.
Yeah.
The Browns are the Browns.
Cleveland is a gong show.
Yeah. Shadur Sanders might get the start soon. I mean, Dylan Gabriel's been horrible, but
I really would love for him to just like play like a first round talent, just so everybody's just like in
make
awe.
everybody look bad for picking them.
Yeah.
Detroit in Philadelphia
Sunday
night.
I think Detroit's gonna win this personally.
I agree. Detroit looks like the better. Eagles looked terrible last week. I mean, both defenses played well in that Packers game.
Yeah.
But, like, the offenses were non-existent. In Detroit, their offense is always going to be like clicking. It's always going to be pretty good. But yeah, I'll go Detroit for that game. And then the Monday night game is not great. It's Dallas and Las Vegas playing the Raiders.
I'm gonna say Dallas, obviously, but like that team's going through so much, probably in that locker room right now with the passing of their teammate.
Yeah, that's sad. That's tough to go through.
So I think they're really gonna like. I don't know. We've never experienced something like that, but we both played sports. We've experienced when teammates are either hurt or away from your team for an extended period of time, even if it's indefinite. I don't know about you, but it would push me to want to be good and do better. Yeah. And I think this Cowboys team's really gonna have a good push for the second half of the season.
Yeah, I agree with you. All right, that's all the games for this week. Let's hope there's some better primetime games than 10-7 scores, but we'll see. Anything else you want to touch on with NFL?
No.
All right, we are going to take one last short break, and then we'll get into our hockey. We have more to talk about, obviously, than we have in past weeks. Hockey's back in full swing, so that's nice. But once again, don't forget to follow us on social media. Pucks, Pitches, Pigskins Pod, and DCSA Media Hub. And we'll take a short music break and be back to talk some puck. All right, welcome back to our last segment, Pucks, Pitches, Pigskins Pod. I'm Bryson Betts, once again Drake Varley. Where do you want to start with NHL? We're back in the full swing of things. Things are starting to take shape. You can kind of see who's going to be good. It's still early, though. Like it's early, and it's not early, right?
Yeah.
It's not like baseball, like you said last night. You don't have 162 to, but yeah.
Yeah. Really quickly, before we talk NHL, let's talk local really quickly. An article came out on the OUA website. Mm-hmm. The Ontario Tech Ridgebacks are a top 15 team in the province.
Really?
Yeah, which is pretty good considering this is the kind of start they got off to last year as well.
Yeah.
Pretty hot start. If they can keep this up, they're on pace to be a top 10 team in the nation, which is big for them, huge.
Like, they're a relatively smaller program compared to, like, so. Repping our Ridgebacks, eh?
So, yeah, I just thought I'd shout that out because those boys are playing tremendous hockey, and then they play this Friday night. I'll be at the game this Friday night.
Cool.
But, yeah, I just want to give them a shout. They've been playing amazing.
Yeah, no, that's worth it. I mean, I remember, like, I interviewed their coach last year, 2 years ago, and he was just saying, like, how it's still, like, a bit of, like, not a build-up, but, like, they're still trying to get, like, recruit, and because they're still, like, a relatively smaller program compared to, like, all these bigger Canadian schools, so... Yeah, no, that's impressive. I didn't know that.
Yeah, top 15 team in the province.
Cool, yeah.
But we will talk Leafs to start because there's a lot to discuss.
This will be you because I just sit there and laugh. I enjoy it, so you're the one that's probably more passionate.
I don't really want to – I'm not like a typical Leafs fan where it's like panic button, but I'm going to be honest here. The team is flat. The team is they're not skating. They're not playing hard. They're not wanting to win. And it's very much reminding me. I know Steve Dangle also said this on his podcast, but it's very much reminding me of the 2019-2020 Leafs team that was under Mike Babcock to start the year.
Yeah.
There's just no passion out of the team. Like, there's no drive. There's nothing that really puts them to being a top team. Matthews is hurt last night. Gets hurt from Zadorov, who lays a very clean hit on him. Stolarz left the game with an upper body injury. So like,
is that an excuse for him playing bad?
Absolutely not. He's been terrible. He has been to be fair, he's a good goalie, but he's been terrible this year because the defense hasn't showed up, and he also hasn't shown up.
Yeah. Do you think it's a? I'll ask the question the other way now. Do you think it's a phantom injury because he's been so terrible? They're gonna make like some, teams will create fake injuries to just give a guy like time to rehab. Like,
I think so. I think so because they didn't in the NHL. They're never really going to state what's going on with the player. They're going to say upper body, you're going to say lower body, you're going to say finger.
Yeah.
They're never going to really tell you what's going on with the player. So I think it is, and I think it's going to get Joey Woll back in there because he's addressing media now after his personal leave. He's been practicing. I think he's going to get some starts now. But like goaltending's been an issue for the team. Scoring has not really been an issue for the team.
No, not really.
It's been defense. Like you look at their goals for versus goals against. Like
it's actually funny. I'm looking at it now. The Leafs have the most goals in your entire division.
Yeah,
but they're a -3.
Yeah, so you can't win games like that, man.
Yeah, they've scored the most and they've given up the most. That's pretty rare.
And they're 8-1, but we've had a soft schedule to start, and we've had a lot of home games, and it's just the Leafs should be better than 8-1.
Yeah. I mean, with that raw, I keep saying that you can get the Leafs to make the playoffs right now in FanDuel for -130. How do the Leafs miss the playoffs? Like that feels like really good value. At the end of the day, they've got to figure it out. They have too much stardom.
Yeah, I've done a little bit of research to get some talks because November, December is usually when you're going to see a few teams make a few bottom 6 trades. Mm-hmm. And we already have a really quick winger in Bobby McMahon, but I want another bottom 6 guy who can skate because nobody on that bottom 6 can skate.
Yeah.
Guys that I'm looking at, like Ryan McLeod from Buffalo, Paul Cotter from New Jersey, these guys are just fast wingers or fast centermen who just facilitate their line and they set the pace. One guy who was already a Leaf before, Nick Abe-Kubel, he has a max speed of 24 miles an hour, which is pretty quick compared to like McDavid's done 27. So he's just 3 miles an hour notches lower than McDavid in terms of speed. And that's not from his own end to the other end. That's from just in the neutral zone alone. Mm-hmm. Teams need that, and I think it wouldn't take much to bring him over. Like he's on a pretty bad Buffalo team. I just like 5th round pick.
We're saying pretty bad Buffalo team. But like they have 2 games in hand. If they won both those games, you guys, the Sabres are ahead of you in your last division. But
it is.
I don't think it'll. But like you say, you can't get off to a slow start in the Atlantic. Like the Panthers are 8-7-1. Like
Panthers are injured.
Even like the Lightning have not been off to that great. But like 8-5-2 is nothing to write home about. But
it's just like it's a little frustrating from a Leafs perspective because this team had kind of like the vibe going into the season was how do you replace Mitch Marner, and is Mitch Marner really that good of a player for Toronto? This proves that he was pretty substantial.
Like he has, because like they're not 8-1 with Mitch Marner. They have at least another win or 2 in there. Yeah. You have to think. Yeah. Because like he's really good. You forget how good he was defensively, right? Like he played shorthanded for you guys, I think.
Yeah, he was one of like that's one thing that when people talk to me about, oh, Mitch is the problem. Mitch is one of the most underrated defensive wingers in the NHL.
Yeah.
Overrated in terms of playoff performance, maybe, but he's lighting it up in Vegas. He's playing really good defensive hockey in Vegas. I was looking into a bit of advanced analytics for him. He has drawn double the amount of takeaways than his giveaways. So he's playing more positive hockey. He was never the issue. Matthews has been a turnover machine this year. He's played good, but he's been a turnover machine. Nylander's the only player, and Tavares are the only 2 players that I'm really confident in so far this year because they lead the team in points.
Been really good.
But I'm not here all to talk about the Leafs. It's not just a Leafs podcast.
Yeah.
What is going on over there in the Steel City? How are you guys finding ways to win games?
It'll fall. Like the way I feel about it is like the Leafs will bounce back. They'll be in, and then the Penguins will fall off eventually because it just makes sense for it to happen that way. Let's be real here. But yeah, I mean, it's been a refreshing start. There's been games where like we lost the game to the Leafs, but those first two periods, like just domination, like all over the puck, like, and then that happened again. Who were we? Washington? We got out to a 3-0 lead against them too, like just buzzing around. But we've had some, like we blew a 2-1 lead going in the third period against the Kings. That really can't happen if you're a good team. You cannot, like, we were up 3-0 in the third to the Leafs, and you lose that game in regulation. That can't happen. I don't care how bad of a team you are.
You guys pull the Leafs.
At least have to force overtime there. I mean, that was like 2 days after the Jays like blew Game 7. I'm like, come on, man.
You just can't get anything.
What do I got to do to get a win? But yeah, I mean, it's been a fun start. I'd love to. I don't even care if we got pounced as a wild card. Just to see Sid play playoff hockey like one more time would just be like the dream as like a Penguins fan. But
we are going to see Sid play some really good hockey.
Yeah, true.
I didn't mean to cut you off there, but realistically, let's do our whole roster. Who makes Team Canada for the Olympics?
I mean, you start with who did you guys already have? It was Reinhart, McKinnon, McDavid, Crosby. Was it Makar? Were those the 5 that they already announced, I think?
They're, because those are the jerseys that are already selling on hockeycanada.com, and they're already almost sold out, all the new Olympic jerseys.
Which, I'll be honest, I like the Four Nations ones from last year better. I think these are nice.
Cool.
They're cool.
It's giving World Juniors rather than Olympics.
Yeah, like I have a Sid one from the Four Nations last year, and I'll probably just be rocking that. I don't think I'll be buying a new one, but still nice.
Yeah. I hate the black on black. I think Canada's logo should be, like, the 2 jerseys that they have, they should be like the white and red and then red and white. You can do an all black jersey, but the red on black home jersey, it's kind of ugly.
Yeah. I mean, just like, I don't know, I think of Canada, I don't think of the color black. Like, you think of red and you think of white, so.
Yeah. I think as well for roster-wise, I think you're going to go Celebrini in there because he leads the team.
Those are the 2 guys I was going to ask you about, Celebrini and Bedard.
They're both making that roster.
Okay.
I think they're both going to be on the same line on the third line. I think Mitch makes that roster again.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be pretty much a rinse and repeat of the Four Nations roster. You're just going to, those bottom 6 guys, you're going to sub out for people who are playing really good this year.
We talked about it before the Four Nations, like obviously not on the pod, but just like goalies.
There's nothing in Canada.
It's like even worse. Bennington has an 850 this year. Like, is he their starting goalie? Like, are they giving him the leash because he played
amazing,
pretty good in the Four Nations?
I think goaltending is going to be a team thing, and they're going to address last on their roster building.
Yeah, well, you need to see, like, I don't know, Logan Thompson's pretty good for, like, it's just a bunch of, like, meh.
Yeah,
nothing really.
Canada hasn't had a strong goalie team, like goaltending tandem, since I want to say Sochi with Robbie Lou and Carey Price.
Yeah, I mean, crazy how far we've come. And then the States has like Connor Hellebuck and was Swayman their backup or was it someone else?
I think it was Ottinger.
Ottinger, you're right. I mean, come on now. Swayman's not like been great these last couple years, but I would still take him as a starter. Like he's better than anything we have to offer.
Yeah,
so.
I love Canada hockey, but I've been saying this for a minute since the Olympics. I've been announced as NHL players. I think USA is going to come out with a bit of a vengeance for the Four Nations. I think USA is winning gold at the Olympics.
I hope not. It felt good to beat them in the Four Nations.
It really,
especially in their building in Boston. Oh, that was nice. Speaking of Boston, before we go quickly, like, why are they on a 7-game win streak? Why are they second in the Atlantic?
I don't know, but I know a certain somebody who's probably jumping for joy in Aurora right now.
I actually messaged him last night. I was like, hey, your Bruins still own the Leafs, eh? Because that's like 2 games in like 3 games. He's like, oh, you bet, buddy.
Oh, that was so bad. But, yeah, no, they're. I didn't think they were going to be a written-off team. I think they were just kind of in a limbo of eras.
Yeah.
And with Pasternak scoring his franchise-leading 400th career goal, that's his team now. I'm surprised he didn't get a letter. Like, I mean, like a C.
Especially with Marchand gone.
Yeah. But, you know, let's quickly talk about the Bruins because they have Fraser Minton and Alex Steeves, who both scored goals in the 2 games and they're former Leafs. They have, like, a really weird team in terms of just there's 1 star on the back end as well. McAvoy's a pretty good star. But there's no, like, superstar core. It's just one guy who's really good, and then he facilitates the rest of the team.
Yeah. I mean, we'll get into more. I think we'll have more of a painted picture. We'll get into it in a couple weeks, but 2 weeks from now, if the Penguins are still in a playoff spot and the Leafs are still playing bad, that's when I'll be like, okay, maybe. Yeah. But we'll get into it from there. I mean, we're kind of out of time today, but yeah, we'll I think give it 2-3 weeks, we'll have a better painted picture of like who might be legit, who's not. But anything else you want to add? Or
no, I will say now with us just finally recapping our World Series and
get that out of the way.
Like, you're gonna see more football, you're gonna see more hockey on the show, and
we're gonna move those two up. I think.
Yeah,
we'll go down to the bottom.
Yeah, because I think like obviously football is gonna be the most entertaining for us, but I think for viewership wise, I think you guys would really appreciate more hockey. I don't know. I've gotten some feedback, and I think a lot of people want to see more hockey just from what I've been hearing.
Yeah.
So we'll get a little bit more hockey in there, and we'll also I want to talk more locally as well. Just get some like junior talks and even Ridgeback talk in there as well. So
sure.
We'll get that going for sure.
Yeah, I'm down for that. Maybe even get a player on here for a pod.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, that's going to bring a close to our episode this week. Thank you again for watching. Apologize again for no episode last week. Once again, follow us on social media at Pucks Pitches Pigskins Pod and at DCSA Media Hub. And we're going to play out some music live from the Media Hub on Riot Radio.